Picture this, a massive asteroid, the size of a city, screaming through space, headed straight for Earth. You might think it slammed into our planet and, poof, wiped out every dinosaur in an instant. But hold up. That's only half the story. The truth? That asteroid was just the opening act in a wild, chaotic, and downright apocalyptic chain of events that took down the dinosaurs over thousands of years. Buckle up, because we're diving into the real story of how the dinosaur empire fell. And trust me, it's a roller coaster with some plot twists. Let's set the stage. For over 160 million years, dinosaurs ruled the Earth like nobody's business. We're talking massive plant munchers like Brachiosaurus, chomping on treetops like they were at an all-you-can-eat salad bar. Then you had the meat-eaters like T-Rex, strutting around like the ultimate bad boys of the prehistoric world. The Earth was their playground, warm, lush, with jungles and forests bursting with life. Ecosystems were thriving, food was plentiful, and there wasn't a single sign that their reign was about to end. Life was good for the dinosaurs, until it wasn't. Now, let's jump to the main event, about 66 million years ago. A space rock, roughly 10 to 12 kilometers wide, think Mount Everest with a bad attitude, smashed into what's now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. This wasn't just a fender bender. This collision, known as the Chicxulub impact, left a crater over 180 kilometers wide. To put that in perspective, that's bigger than some countries. The energy released was like billions of atomic bombs going off at once. The ground shook with earthquakes strong enough to make your teeth chatter. Volcanoes erupted like they'd been holding it in for centuries. Giant tsunamis swept across continents, turning coastlines into a watery mess. It was like Earth got hit with the ultimate cosmic sucker punch. Here's the wild part. When that asteroid slammed into Earth, it didn't wipe out every dinosaur in a single snap. Those near the impact site in Yucatan, they were goners, blasted by shockwaves, roasted by intense heat, or swept away by tsunamis faster than you can say T-Rex. But for dinosaurs farther away, the real horror show was just kicking off. The collision hurled massive clouds of dust, ash, and sulfur into the atmosphere, high enough to choke out the sun's light. Picture someone pulling the plug on the planet's sunshine. For months, maybe even years, Earth was shrouded in darkness. Temperatures crashed, plunging the world into a brutal nuclear winter. Plants, unable to photosynthesize without sunlight, started wilting away. No plants? That meant no buffet for herbivores like Triceratops, who were probably staring at empty fields like, "Where's my salad?" And when the plant eaters went hungry, carnivores like T-Rex weren't exactly firing up the grill. The food chain crumbled like a sandcastle in a storm. Now, don't get me wrong. Some dinosaurs survived the initial chaos. We're talking tough cookies here. For days, weeks, maybe even a few years, some of them hung on. But life wasn't exactly a walk in the Jurassic Park. The air was choked with toxic gases from volcanic eruptions. Food was scarcer than a T-Rex at a vegan convention. The cold snap made it impossible for dinosaur eggs to hatch properly, and baby dinos didn't stand a chance in this harsh new world. The bigger the dinosaur, the worse it got. Giants like sauropods needed massive amounts of food daily, and with plants gone, they were out of luck. It was a slow, brutal decline, like watching a blockbuster movie where the heroes lose one by one. But here's where it gets interesting. Not every creature bit the dust. Some animals were built for survival, like the scrappy underdogs of the prehistoric world. Crocodiles, turtles, and certain small mammals made it through. Why? Because they were small, adaptable, and didn't need a five-star buffet to survive. Some could burrow underground to escape the cold. Others, like early fish, thrived in water where conditions weren't quite as brutal. And here's a fun fact. Birds, yep, those feathered friends in your backyard, are basically the last living dinosaurs. A branch of small feathered dinos managed to tough it out, evolving into the sparrows and eagles we see today. So, next time a pigeon steals your sandwich, just remember, you're dealing with a dinosaur descendant. This mass extinction wasn't just a bad day for the dinosaurs, it reshaped life on Earth. With the big reptiles out of the picture, mammals saw their chance to shine. Small, furry critters that once scurried in the shadows started evolving into bigger, bolder species. Fast forward a few million years, and you've got the ancestors of, well, us. That's right. Humans might not be here if that asteroid hadn't crashed the dinosaur party. It's wild to think about, isn't it? So what's the big takeaway? That asteroid didn't just wipe out the dinosaurs in a single blow. It kicked off a domino effect of disasters, darkness, cold, starvation, that took down one of the most dominant groups of creatures in Earth's history. It's a reminder of how fragile life can be, even for the toughest players on the planet. And here's a spooky thought. What if an asteroid like that hit Earth today? Would humans be as resilient as those ancient crocodiles? Or would we go the way of the T-Rex? Thanks for sticking with me through this prehistoric roller coaster. If you enjoyed this dive into the dinosaur apocalypse, give this video a thumbs up. It helps more people discover epic science stories like this one. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Want to know more about the survivors of this catastrophe? Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Could humans outsmart an asteroid? See you in the next video.